I would like to invite on stage Mr. Ashish Tiwari.
Hello, hello. Yeah, is it
Please
good?
give a big round of applause. Why are we like?
Thank you.
Suddenly we have you come again.
Hello. Yeah, is it good? Backbenchers, is it audible? Okay. So, 𝐂𝐬𝐴 Ahmedabad. बढ़िया चल रहा है. How's the day is going on? I can see the very dynamic speakers we having today. So, okay, I think there is some technical issues going on. It's a technical event and it's expected. So, don't worry, it's happened in day-to-day life, in all our life, like techies. So, okay, my name is Ashish. I work as a DevRel engineer at Elastic. I mostly deal with the developers, listen their problems about, of course, specific to Elastic, non-Elastic, and I usually help developers how they can solve their day-to-day life, not day-to-day life, but of course the related problem, technical problem, how you can solve with the help of the Elastic. And yeah, today we are going to talk on how you can monitor your serverless environment with the help of the Elastic Observability, right? So this was a quick introduction. I have 8 years of experience, 8+ years of experience. Before joining Elastic, I had a startup, I think, which was calling the Mindpost, and I've been a startup guy as well. So as a startup guy, you have to wear multiple hats. Let's say a marketing guy, co-founder, tech, infra, accountant. So yes, I got exposure to work on different areas as well. Started my journey as a software engineer. PHP developer, then Node.js, Java, then technical architect, and yeah, there's the basic role I just got the opportunity to work with. So yes, this is a quick introduction with me, and yeah, today we are going to talk on a serverless, and specific to if you want to get monitors your serverless, right? So this was the Hindustan Times Tech report. So India is leading, of course. We are using the serverless. We started. So when I say the serverless, there is a two-part. We can say there is a function as a services, right? When we talk about the Lambda, Azure function, or GCP function, and of course the serverless you can also relate with the containers, right? In a single host you can run a multiple containers as a services. So this is where, and of course on a function as a service is run on a container behind the scene. So yes, so today we are going to talk on a both of side, how you can monitor your containers as well as your FAS, function as a services. So yeah, this was of course leading, and in the same report I got this, one of the biggest challenge developer reports when it comes to serverless is monitoring, right? So there is a lot of challenges while if you want to monitor with the distributed system and the serverless environment. If you have a serverless deployed on a different vendors and you want to connect, you have to connect the dots. It's become the challenging, right? So this is where Elastic comes in a picture. So anyone know the Elastic? Who know the Elastic? Okay, Elasticsearch, right? Let me tell you the ELK is a pretty famous use case. Right, ELK, the building the centralized logging system, right? You must have heard about the Elastic is a well-known proven technology, right, for the centralized logging management, search, and this thing. So even if you are not familiar with that, but you are using the Elasticsearch day-to-day life indirectly. So everyone has used the Uber, right? Uber. So when you start typing the location name on the Uber, that query goes to the Elasticsearch, and it gives the cabs available near about your location, right? Everyone. So who have used the Wikipedia? Everyone. I mean, everyone in the hall present, right? So Wikipedia search is powered by Elasticsearch, right? If I have to give the other use case, who have used the Tinder? मुझे पता है आप लोग हाथ नहीं उठाओगे, but I know. So yeah, when you start swiping the left, right, and everything, yes, if you're getting a proper match, you know the technology behind it. The Elasticsearch Tinder is using proactively. So yes, there is a three major stack which is open source, or if to be precise, it's open and free, which called the Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is a NoSQL analytical engine. So any data you have presented into the JSON, just dump into the Elasticsearch, and you can build the search engine on the top of it. So you can build a full text search. You can perform the full text search query, right? You can store the geospatial data types. So there is a lots of things you can do build with the Elasticsearch. So yeah, Elasticsearch is there. It is a backbone. On the top of that, there is a tool called Kibana. That is also one of the open and free. So with the Kibana, you can visualize all the data which is presented into the Elasticsearch, right? So you can make a charts, dashboard, graphs, whatever you want. Mostly there is a pre-ready-made dashboards available when you're integrating with any technology. Let's say you want to monitor Nginx, Apache, just name it, MySQL, MongoDB. So you just have to deploy the particular agent, Elastic agent, enable the particular module, MySQL module or MongoDB, and your observability will get start. The monitoring will get start for that particular tech stack. So your dashboard will be get ready. So if you are an admin or you are that person, you have to monitor everything. Just log in into your Kibana, your dashboard will be ready. So this is the second stack, which is again, it's open and free. The integration is, when I say integration, it's kind of the data collector. So you can say it consists of, anyone heard of Logstash? Yes, so ELK, the ELK stand for Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana, right? So Logstash is an ETL tool. I think some of the people asking for what is the best tool for a transformation. So Logstash is an independent tool. You can give a try. So you can give anything in the input, probably pull the data from the MySQL and do the transformation and give the output to the Elasticsearch, MongoDB, or any write on the file. You can just give anything in the input and output and perform your data transformation. So you can just use the Logstash. Apart from this, it's also consists of the various types of beats. So when I say the beats, it could be the file beat if you want to read logs from your file, right? There is a JSON logs, XML kind of things you can just read into real time, and it will start pushing the data to the Elasticsearch. Similarly, if you want to monitor your networks, there is a packet beats available, there is a heartbeat available, there is a uptime. So you can just free to explore, and you can install on your local system, and you can get started with the Elastic stacks, right? So this is a very quick introduction, and if you wanted to discuss any of this component in the deep dive, so I'm happy to take. So on the top of this, Elastic comes with the 3 different solutions, which is called the search, observability, and security. So anyone is using Elasticsearch for just search use case? Okay, so you can perform the full text search and these things, of course it's there, but right now you can perform the semantic search into Elasticsearch with the help of a vector search. Anyone, what is a semantic search? Yes, I think Mike is, I don't know how a volunteer can. Okay, can you just shout it? It's okay. Got it. Yep, absolutely. Thanks a lot. So semantic search is, as is shown, it's so right now the searching is happening basis on the keyword, right? If I'm typing anything, it's divided into token, and so suppose serverless Ahmedabad string I have given. So serverless and Ahmedabad, it will create 2 tokens, and the 2 different like query. Okay, when I say like query with wildcard will be performed, kind of like query. Now. It's not just a keyword matching, it is also meaning of that keyword that is called. So sometimes ऐसा होता है कि we don't remember the exact keyword what to search, and we start typing the keyword around that context and we getting the desired result. होता है, सबके साथ होता है. So that is called the semantic search, which you can achieve with the help of the Elasticsearch. So this is what we are doing right now, and it's it's available with the help of the KNN query, and you can perform it. Now, today we are going to discuss on the observability part. Okay, anyone is using Elastic for monitoring? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Elastic also gives the fantastic support for the observability. So if you want to monitor your host, your metrics, whether you have a nodes available, your server, irrespective of its it's deployed in any of the cloud, right? Elastic observability is there. You can just install the Elastic agent and it will start collecting the data and your dashboard will be ready. So it's just a plug and play game. Similarly, if you want to monitor your code, I think we were talking about the APM, application performance monitoring. Anyone using APM? Okay, so if you are a developer, feel free to leverage this. It is also free, and Elastic APM you can you can use that Elastic APM and just integrate with your agents, integrate the agents, whatever the language you are writing your code, and it will be start giving you the full traces, right? So my transaction, my API has been called, so this much time my API hasn't taken. In that, this millisecond has been taken by this particular database query and this stuff. So I'll show you the few of the screens definitely. And similarly, if you have a security, malware detection, threat detection, a SIEM, a SOC kind of the requirement, feel free to leverage this Elastic security. So yes, this is something, a quick introduction of Elastic. Now, why serverless monitoring, right? So anyone is facing these kind of the issues, right? Latency issue, probably a cold start kind of thing, right? Identify the invocation error. If something is error occurring on the serverless side, you should be the first person instead of your customer, right? Usually it's happen reverse. So our customer get to know first, and bhai kuch pad gaya, then so this is how you can definitely reduce these kind of the risk. Monitoring usage, of course, what is the memory consumption, CPU consumption your particular function is taking, right? And of course the scalability. So the whole holistic view, the bird eye view, you will get with the help of the Elastic observability. But before choosing any observability tool, you should be consider this kind of the parameter, right? Your monitoring should have granular information. So when I say the granular information, my serverless function is running on the suppose AWS Lambda, and I'm calling from some of the Python client or iOS app, Android app through the call is getting to the any middleware API, and from this there we are calling the function. I need to have the complete trace, right, for the particular transaction. If my user is clicking on a particular button, that JS function has invoked the API to the backend, and then backend has called to the AWS Lambda. From there, the query has been gone to the DynamoDB. I need this complete picture. The moment you are using, right, there is a specific log generator, and where you should have to consider the log as well, because it throws the error. In AWS Lambda case, I think you can configure the CloudWatch, and whatever the error is invoking, it's going to send to the CloudWatch, right? So yes, you should have a log collections as well. And the most important thing, the alerting. Anyone is still on a pager duty? Yeah, you're getting the still Slack alert and everything, right? So it is a very important to just don't have a monitoring data, but take a proper insights and make it notify to the team, right? To the concerned person. So this is where the alerting comes in a picture. So you can perform. Can you just put the time? Yes, you can perform the various kind of the alerting on that, right? So serverless monitoring challenge, I think it's a stateless nature. Of course, it's not a stateful. The transient function, distributed architecture, a rapid scale down, scale up, correct? And of course, the cost optimization. So you should know what kind of the cost, the major important thing, the cost analysis, what kind of the service is taking how much time, right? So this is the basic architecture of the monitoring with the Elastic. So when you're going to integrate the Elastic observability, it's there is an APM agent we have written, which is running into the AWS infra only. It will start collecting the data from the function, and it will start pushing the data to the Elasticsearch, right? And from the Kibana, you can have your dashboard ready. You will get the analysis, and it's just a 2-3 clicks, or probably maybe 4-5 clicks, of course. But yes, your monitoring will be set, correct? Okay, so if you are running Python, Java, Node.js, so there is an agentless plugins are available. you can get started by adding few layers into AWS Lambda, and it will get start collecting the data. So who is using the Python with the serverless AWS Lambda to be specific? Node.js, Java, Ruby. Okay, so that's what I wanted to check because the three major languages right now are dominating the serverless environment, which is called, of course, the Python, Node.js, and the Java. Of course, there is a support for the Ruby, PHP, and other code, but yes, this is the three important language, and we have an integration available, agent-less integration available with the Elastic Observability. So yes, you can just perform. I'm going to share some steps how you can do it. Okay. Integrating Elastic APM, okay, just simply you can go on a cloud.elastic.co if you want to just avoid the installation part and everything, but you can also install our open and free version. So Elastic is being the open source company and open and free software, so feel free to leverage on your local. So just use it, and I'm taking the AWS Lambda as an example because it's very widely used by the community, but you can perform the same with the Azure function as well, correct? So integrate the APM, which is called the Application Performance Monitoring. Just go to the APM menu and it will give you the credential, what to be we have to save on the AWS environment. Okay, this is some of the sample code I'm writing in the Python. I have written some get, post, put, delete kind of the API, and I'm adding here the just layer. So in the AWS Lambda, there's an option called we can add the layer, right? So Elastic is coming with this 2 layers you have to insert, right? And that's it. You just again just save it, and your data will start collecting from the AWS Lambda functions, right? Okay, now there is an add environment as well. There you have to add your secret token, which you will getting from the Elastic platform. You just add the secret token for the fleet and the APM, and just save it. This you will start showing the data like this kind of the dashboard on the Kibana. So you getting the, I think it's a blur bit, but you getting the top errors, Lambda function invocation in the milliseconds, top Lambda functions, kind of this. Similarly, you will get the errors, what kind of the errors is generating, the invocation, top invocations, of course. The metrics, the memory, your function is using how much memory, right? The CPU kind of things. So yes, of course, this is a classic pane, the cold start. Of course, it's going to give you the complete view, like my post API has been called, post prod student. In that, DynamoDB has taken the 300 millisecond, where the complete post call have taken the 2000 millisecond, and that is a bifurcation of 2000 milliseconds. It's kind of the traces, right? So there is a 3 major pillar of observability. What is that? Anyone? Metrics, logs, and the traces, right? So we are collecting all 3, and you can connect the dots. It will give you the correlation on the Elastic Observability, right? On the top of it, it is an auto-generated service map will be available. So how your data is flowing, how your data is flowing. So I got the first call from the front-end JS, then it's gone to some of the API, Node API. Then there was a checkout service, it is called. And from there, it's calling the X database, X services. You will get the complete picture, the bird eye view, right? Of course, we are very particular about the cost. So the cost analysis you will get, which services consuming how much cost, okay, how much resources. Specifically the Lambda, you can get this graph on your dashboard, how much Lambda is taking in this kind of this. So yes, if we having a AWS complete holistic dashboard available. So and Lambda is a part of it. So yes, you can go and check that as well. What else we can do? Okay, now we have collected the data, everything. Okay, monitoring chal raha hai, alerting laga diya, everything is good. But what next? Of course, you can configure the CloudWatch. So if you are collecting the logs, So it's just a plug and play. You have to do the few clicks. Your CloudWatch will start sending the all logs to the Elasticsearch, from where you can start getting the data. So you can perform the all alerting and stuff there as well. Okay, now Elastic gives threshold or anomaly based alerting as well. So if you want to put something in a particular metric, suppose I have an Nginx running and I want to put anomaly detection on my traffic, I can put it, right? So just pick that particular metric and enable for the anomaly detection. So whenever you're getting the spike, it's going to notify you. Correct. So it's probably the use case of the DDoS attack. So you can prevent like this. AI ops and the log categorization, log pattern. So this is a very exciting feature. So log spike is, we are collecting the logs in a day-to-day life, whether it's an application, anything, the infra, anything, right? So suppose I am a developer, I am just giving the logs like calling function A, kind of. Then again calling function B, calling function C. So here the log pattern, the group is the same, calling function, but the function name is changing, right? And this you can group automatically with the help of the log spike. So you don't need to do the manual things for that. It will automatically start doing the log categorization and analyzing the log pattern. And yes, this comes under the AI ops. It is part of the AI ops. So this is some of the resources I would like to share with you. So you can get started with the serverless observability, how you can get started. Or yes, there is a wonderful guide is available on the internet on the official website, the Elastic Observability. So you can get started with that. Yeah, with that, I'm done. Thank you. And I'm open for a question. Any question, folks? Yes? So you're not going to install the APM agent, but that ARN, it's not going to hamper that much. Of course, it's going to take us some little resource, but it's very lightweight. Yes, sir. Yes.
I'll see if I can make it little interactive. So at the in the starting only, if you have mics ready to give, if anybody answers, that will be helpful.
Okay, no problem.
I'll see. It might not possible. Let's see how it goes. I'll try my best.
Keep mic ready.
So okay. So basically, we having three major solution we are supporting right now. Search is always there. In search also we have enhanced our thing. So suppose we are giving the search based on the machine learning, the vector search, the semantic search. We are giving that, right? You can insert the time series data set. You can insert the geospatial data type. So we are constantly supporting the search, and we are enhancing that. As well as we are doing a good into the observability, because observability's integral part is a search, right? So if you want to do the aggregation, you want to calculate the metrics, anything, there's a search, the correlation. So that's why the Elasticsearch is the backbone for all the solutions. And the observability we're providing as a product, you can say.
Okay. And another question which I have, like, if you see, right, Elasticsearch is for the observability and sort of that, right? And you have all the data provider or the cloud provider, let's say for example AWS, right? They do have also CloudWatch and the all
Yes.
monitoring and observability.
Yes. Yes.
So what do you recommend, like how to choose between these tools?
So I think your monitoring should be the vendor agnostic. It should be the cloud agnostic, to be honest. So suppose I am using some of the pods, containers on I have some containers deployed on the AWS, GCP. And probably I have built a Kubernetes cluster with the help of all these three cloud providers, or I have plus on-premises as well. How I'm going to get the holistic view for that? If I'm going to choose the vendor-specific monitoring, I'm not sure whether AWS monitoring is giving the liberty to monitor the GCP functions as well, right? It is not possible. So that's why your observability should be a vendor agnostic. This is my take. Thank you. Yeah.
In addition to search question, like there is a tool called Datadog. It's obviously choice for the person and cost and organization choice that which tool you should use. but I have been using this tool Datadog for a while.
Got it.
So can you tell me a feature? Why should I leverage Elastic, or what is the out of the box feature of the Elastic, and why should one should use that?
Got it. So first of all, the fundamental difference is Elastic is a company which has grown with the community support, to be honest, right? So let me tell you the fact. The ELK everyone know, right? ELK was never the use case of the Elasticsearch when it was writing the first time. It was writing for the first time, right? So ELK was developed by the community. Okay, so that's why the all Elastic stacks is free. You can start on your local as well. But of course, I'm not sure any observability cloud vendors having that liberty, as giving the liberty for the community, right? So you can definitely get started with the today, right now on your local, install it and get started. First, the second thing, Elastic observability is purpose is, so there was a survey. So every organization using the 11 plus observability tool for a different purpose. Probably for a metrics, you must be using the Prometheus, Grafana. For the logging, you are using the ELK. And for the business dashboard, you are using the Tableau, correct? So Elastic purpose is you should have just Elastic observability, which is supporting the all kind of the use case. So if you have any requirement of observability, we having an integration ready, whether it's an infra, code, whether it's a business dashboard, whether it's a synthetic monitoring. If you want to track your user journey from front end to back end, you can do that with the help of the synthetic monitoring. So that is the purpose, that is the fundamental difference between the other observability players and the Elastic. Yeah.
So as a LLM engineer, that basically the Elasticsearch for the vector.
Wonderful.
Right. So basically there are open source databases like 𝐀𝐬𝐴, right? And basically get Elasticsearch as well. So I'm basically working in a hybrid problem.
Okay.
So when Elasticsearch make a difference for the enterprise client compared to the open source.
Okay. So where Elasticsearch is making so we have simplified the certain things. Suppose, so if you are using the Elasticsearch free version, community open and free, right? So when you go into the enterprise thing, you can import your own models, right? It's give the liberty. You can insert the data, same you inserting the old days with the post API. But the generating the vectors, handling the LLM, every part will be taken care by Elastic Cloud. So you don't. So this is one of the difference. Second is Elastic having their own LLM model, which is called the ELSER. Okay, it's a sparse vector model. So there is a difference between dense vector and sparse vector. Sparse vector is usually it's not going to cover the broader context, but it's fast because it's going to leverage the same BM25 algorithm, which is leveraging by Elasticsearch. So ultimately, the speed you're going to get is awesome in ELSER if you are dealing with the semantic search. So yes, enterprise is happy to take leveraging those. So apart from this, on the search side, we having an app search, we having a workplace search. Though this is a part of the free as well. So in a workplace search, if you in an organization, we are dealing with a lot of tool like Jira, Drive, probably Atlassian, Bitbucket, kind of this. And if I want to search from all of the tool, it's going to pain, right? So the workplace search is a product where you can just enable all the integration and your search will be ready for your organization. So yes, we having deployed, we having a good set of product for enterprises. Right. Cool. So I think, yeah, we are good to go. So thanks a lot again. And I'm here for a half day, so feel free to connect with me. Thank you.